Good day. In this episode of My Goddamn Garage, we're going to be going over to Charles Joseph's house and hanging out with him for a bit. He's going to tell the story of the bear, and I won't be in this episode. And the reason I have that story of the bear recorded is because that's the story that relates to the mask that Charles made for me. When you hear the story, maybe you'll know what I mean, but I really associate with the chief's daughter, although now that I'm becoming a parent, I'm understanding more and more the bear's perspective. Sad as that may be. Anyways, enjoy the story. Have a great time. If you need anything from Charles, like a commission or something, just leave a comment down below and we can get in contact and I'll hook you up. Cheers.
Okay, so this is a story about a bear in our family treasure box from the Turner Island people. And the bear he's called the guardian of our people because what he does is he lurks around his reserve on the outskirts of the trees, bushes. So one day the chief was tired of his daughter, just laying there, sleeping, being real tired, always sleeping, not doing anything. Okay, so the chief went out his house, his ceremony house, and climbed up his pole and invited all the warriors over to his house. And all the warriors came from all different directions to see what was going on because this was a big chief. And when big chiefs throw announcements, they know it's going to be something important. So all the warriors were there, and the chief announced that whoever can wake my daughter up, they can have her hand in marriage. So everybody was trying to take turns doing different things to try to wake her up, and nobody succeeded in waking her up. People were still trying, and the crowd got bigger. So the bear started looking around and he started getting worried, and so now he's getting anxious. He wondered what was going on the reserve. How come there's so many people? He goes, finally he leaves the forest and walks into the reserve. And he's standing there beside these warriors, and he taps this warrior on the shoulder there, and he says, hey, what's going on? And the warrior turned over and looked at them, and he sort of got startled because he's this big, massive bear standing there. And so the warrior said, well, the big chief here says if anybody can wake his daughter up, can have her hand in marriage. And a lot of treasures will come with his daughter, whoever marries her. So everybody's trying to wake her up. And so that whoever wakes her up and keeps her awake can take her home and have her hand in marriage. So the bear sort of grunted. And he says, move over, let me have a look what you guys are doing here. So all the warriors gave that big bear room because of how big he was. Right? Otherwise he probably would have threw them around. So the warriors gave this bear room, and the chief was standing there and he's looking at that bear, and that bear asked the chief to step back too and give him room. So the chief did that because I wanted to see what this bear was going to do. So this bear said, I need more room. So the warriors had to move back a little bit more and around him. So he walked around the wild woman there, the chief's daughter, and he's sniffing his daughter up. Big smell. And then he'd grunt again, And then he'd go around again, do it again 4 times. And why he did things, because our people do things in 4s. That's why that bear did that 4 times. Went around this woman. And then he looked up and asked the people, give me more room. I need more room. So they gave him more room. And he stood up on his hind legs, growled really loud, and swat that woman in the butt really hard and stood her right on her feet. And while she's standing on her feet, she woke up and started yawning around. What's going on? What are you guys doing? What's happening? And then she got startled because that bear was standing there and says, "You're coming with me." And the chief looked at his daughter and says, "You go with him. You're going with Nunji." So the woman married this bear. So on our totem poles, to identify that story that belongs to our people, we have that on our totem pole. There's a bear holding a woman. And that on the bear's paws and the bear's ears, there's children, identifying the children from that bear and that woman, the family. That's one of our stories of the bears coming in to get married and being part of our family. That's how we own the bear and the bear dance. Wait.